All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with game number 2 in this joinDOTA League Season 2 Division 1 for Europe action between the Kazakhstan team Next.kz and the Russians of Next.kz. Relax took game number 1, holding out long enough for their knock siren to come into effect with a split pushing nature's profit the entire game as well. And, well, the X game looking to come back and take a game here for this 1-1 split. We'll see if they can do it. Once again, I'm not alone. With me again is Roxas. How'd you like that last game?
It was good.
Radiant
that is some solid analysis from Roxas. You can follow him at CallMeRoxas. You want to see him type okay if you want to, or just hello if you want as well. So
right,
who knows?
Anyway.
We see X game go for the Wisp. Wisp.
The important thing is Relax didn't change their bans, but X game did. They banned Tree and they take Wisp themselves. So I guess this is just one of the things where they just ban Wisp if they just don't get it first. So they're going to be the ones maybe going for the global strat, and they picked a pretty aggressive lineup last time, and I don't know too much about the games and the heroes that they pick. Just, I mean, I've seen them, and I feel like they play pretty aggressive, but I can't cite that for sure. But I think that the Wisp sort of aggression makes a lot more sense and has a lot more of a success rate because you're able to control the map a lot more than having a 5-man survivable death ball that they had in the last game. So I'm already feeling better about them just for getting the Wisp.
Yeah, but if they go for Tiny, their draft already goes better late game than it did. There was that point in the last match where they just fell off because they picked a Viper and a Darkseer that didn't really do too much as cores. So the Dragon Knight, he played really well, in my opinion. He handled himself decently well, other than that one dive middle and the 3 heroes that he really didn't need to do.
I mean, the game was over anyway. If he goes in and dies, or if he goes back to home and the base and lives, and the game is... The result's still the same. I don't blame him for that.
He did the best he could, but he just didn't have any follow-up once it got past a certain point, unfortunately. So, well, Relax, they can go for a Sand King, which I think is a good hero to deal with Wisp. And Wisp relocates on a friend you're able to, once you get a blink, you can blink, Burrow Strike, and disrupt what Wisp and whatever combo hero he brings in with him if they do go for a relocate gank. So that's one way to screw with the enemy team. They'll also go for a Mirana, which certainly worked out last game. Crazy played pretty well. And, yeah, I like this pick, and once again, yeah, same 2 picks from last game. Versatile, a lot of ways to do it. Sand King, he can find kills early, he can jungle. Mirana can go literally anywhere, pretty much. And
if I remember correctly, I think that Relax have always picked the Sand King up first for Dread if it hasn't been banned. I'm trying to think of a time when it hasn't. If it's been available, I feel like they always do it.
There are very few teams where most teams have this as second, like Sand King is like second phase value, but a fair number of teams, apparently Relax included, they're down for that Sand King in the first phase. They're willing to take it. They think it's strong enough, and I'm actually inclined to agree. The team fight potential is just ridiculous. Pickup potential also there with the blink once you get it, and well, it's gonna be a Wisp Morphling this game, not the Wisp Tiny, but it's a fun combination to watch, but does show their hand a bit as to what their carry is going to be, which they kind of had to do with the Wisp, because otherwise your combos get banned. But maybe Morphling doesn't get banned if you leave it in, but who knows? So we'll see how this works out. Once it gets going, you blow heroes up with this combination, but they have to get started. Morphling needs farm as well, and Io needs his level 6.
Yeah, and that's where a dual lane mid is actually quite strong, because Morphling has been seen mid more often than not these days. We don't really see him farm the safe lane, but the Wisp actually makes up for a lot of his weaknesses in lane, which is that if he needs damage, he needs to be very squishy, and if he needs to be survivable, he's not going to have damage, and he needs a lot of items. And his move speed is awful. It's 285, which is only faster than Invoker, Death Prophet, and Crystal Maiden. So he's not very mobile, and he wants to use Waveform to farm, so it's actually kind of difficult for him to make sure he always has mana for his Strength Morph and Waveform if he's going to get ganked, and he needs his levels. So the Wisp is going to be able to help control the runes. It's going to be able to... The bottle crowing with Wisp, getting the double regen is going to be helping him survive and keep his health and mana up, which does a lot when you morph agility, just because of the flat regen from the bottle. So I think it's totally fine that they're picking it up this early, just because the Wisp makes him so strong in that lane.
Yep. We see the bans fly out.
Radiant
Coddle
team
and
picked.
Centaur taken out by Relax, two heroes that are also pretty annoying with a Wisp on the same team. So
Global,
none
yeah.
of that semi-global baloney. And Lich and Shadow Demon banned out. The Shadow Demon, pretty obvious ban of the Mirana on the team already. Lich, here they've seen banned in the second phase by X Game in both of these games, I think. So just
It's also really good against a Wisp because you just chain Frost and they're already next to each other.
truth.
Not to mention, a
10
dual lane
seconds
mid with Lich will beat a dual lane mid with
5 seconds
a Wisp.
remaining.
So
Dual lane mid fights.
yeah, pretty much. So
2v2
they're
mid.
gonna avoid that. Hey man, you know,
Reserve time.
1-2-2 versus 1-2-2.
Do what you gotta do, man. You do what you gotta do. But, well, what is this, League of Legends? No, it's not.
Wow.
No, that's actually 1-1-1-2. All right, well.
I've never played a game that
it's-
wasn't
it's-
Dota. Anyway,
Not ever?
I'm just kidding.
I don't know if
So
that's
anyway,
true.
Relax taking a long time with this third pick. They're burning through a lot of the bonus time, and we normally see this just because this is where, in this third pick, and arguably the fourth ban is where you are kind of forced to take a direction with your draft.
This is where the
They
magic
don't want
happens.
to reveal their tri-lane. I think that something like an Ancient Apparition is a wonderful pickup here, to be frank about it. They go for a Rubik instead.
This is good. It
Dire
allows
team pick.
Sand King to get his stuns off if you get a telekinesis lift. It works really well with the Mirana as well because you can just lift into arrow. Sand King at early levels not the most reliable stun distance, which is where Rubik comes in. Telekinesis has a pretty good distance to work with actually. So one of those
I
better
think,
early disables. You just get 1 point and it's already pretty damn good.
I think looking even just beyond that, being able to steal relocate and strength morph. Morph is one of the best abilities for Rubik to steal because he can morph all of his agility to strength. He doesn't need the attack speed, and he just becomes very tanky. He can be a lot more greedy with his positioning than he's used to.
But his right
Not to
clicks-
mention his innate
Reserve time.
magic resistance with the null field. But what this really points me to is they have two supports with stuns, and they have another stun in Mirana, so I was thinking AA would be really good because it prevents Morphling from strength morphing. It also is very good against a Wisp who's quite squishy as a low HP pool. And what this immediately points me to is thinking of Tidehunter, because I think if you want to deny, well, now he can still Primal Split, but
Radiant team
Tidehunter, a
pick.
very good teamfight hero. Also, whenever there's a relocate in, he can blow up Wisp. He can blow up Morphling quite well. He's very tanky as an offlaner and a Radiant as well, which is easier. And normally when I see a third pick Rubik like this, when everything else is already on the table, it's just to prevent Ravage from being stolen.
Like you said, they go for Brewmaster instead, and Primal Split, not the hardest spell to steal, unless you get that clap off or
10
something
seconds
immediately
remaining.
after you rejoin. I mean, you're basically going to get that spell as Rubik,
5
and
seconds
it's
remaining.
it's pretty good if you know how to use it, so we'll have to see. Whoever on Relax, I'm guessing it will be Windex will be
Reserve
handling
time.
it, so we'll see how he handles the spell steal, and, well, like you said earlier, Relax actually spent a lot of time on that third pick, so they're almost on a bonus time
seconds
already, so
remaining.
these last picks have to be pretty quick, and they'll go for an Elder Titan, a hero we don't see
Dire
a
team
ton
pick.
anymore, and a lot of times as support, but this game, he will be, I assume, a core, unless it's a core Sand King, which I doubt we'll see, so Elder Titan.
This is awesome because now everyone on Relax is going to have null field as well as natural order. So spells are just going to do nothing in the mid game for X game versus what they're going to do for Relax. Because lowering all of your base magic resistance as well as increasing everyone's by,
10
what is it,
seconds
30% level or 20%? Relax has a
5
lot of magic
seconds
damage and they're going to
remaining.
be able to take a lot of good fights. So
Yeah.
I really like that
Reserve
pickup.
time.
Plus, it's a strong offlaner, especially if you can just get a Soul Ring up early and spam that Spirit out. Not a whole lot of supports can actually stay in lane against it. They have to burn through their consumables rather quickly, and the Elder Titan is pretty hard to harass out of lane if you get the Spirit out because he can just turn and right-click you as well.
Yep, and if it's an IO Morphling dual lane mid, with this, he's probably not going to be up against a tri-lane, we can assume, or, I mean, the Wisp, even if it is a Wisp tri-lane, you're never really that scared of it, so he should have a pretty easy time in that lane as far as I'm concerned, and, well, X game, looking for another support, and also a, well, God, I don't know, well, because they can lane this a couple of different ways, so their options are still pretty open, because they can go IO Morphling mid, they can throw it top as well if they want to, with another hero, and then throw someone, they can pick a jungler if they want to. It's really kind of hard to single out what they want to go for here. And they'll go for a Wind Ranger, which, once again, I mean, this hero could also
Radiant
kind of go
team
anywhere,
ban.
so we'll have to see where they do, how they decide to lane this. It's kind of a mystery right now.
I think they're going to... I mean, it could be a Windrunner support. Also, Relax could have certainly picked that up in their last pick. A hero that's actually quite good against both Wisp +1 and Brewmaster. Just because whenever he uses Primal Split, you immediately can almost always disable two of them with Shackle Shot, and that becomes much less powerful. They also had no real natural mech carrier that was going to get it very quickly. Windrunner solves that as well. She is a strong laner in the off lane if it is not a support, and Relax thinks that that it is a core, and I think it really should be. And she brings a lot of control and lockdown that X Game was actually quite lacking. So
I would like to see a Windrunner that does something. Most games, this hero really, I mean, it looks like all right in lane, it gets some things done, and then just kind of almost falls off completely. It's one of those heroes that people keep like trying to make work. So like, well, it's got so much versatility to it. It's almost too versatile in that it's not tremendously great at any one thing, unfortunately. But I don't know. We'll have to see how they want to use it in this game. I don't know. I mean, it's lockdown, I guess, but Shackle Shot's not a guaranteed stun by any means. Well, we'll have to see how it works out. It's really kind of hard to see how it plays out until it happens. But we'll see a Tinker from Relax, and well, their late game is no real hard carry here, but they still have a nice late game with the Tinker and the Mirana, two heroes that once they get their items do an awful lot. And it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see another core that isn't a physical damage dealer with an Elder Titan on the team, because normally you try to do with that, but I mean, they do have the magic resistance lower as well, so Tinker are going to be doing a fair bit of damage that way as well.
I think that their late game is actually really good, and the fact that they have no damage dealers is, with the Elder Titan, I think, yeah, that's not an exacerbated advantage, but, okay, so it is a support Windrunner, but regardless, I think that Elder Titan actually kind of solves those problems because of, with the base armor reduction, it'll make it so that they don't really experience that problem as much as they would be. And plus, Mirana actually, with some items, she does carry pretty well into the late game, as we've seen Loda exemplify and a lot of other CIS teams exemplify. She kind of teeters off in the mid game, but if she's 6-slotted, she's still pretty scary. And I like seeing Tinker on Radiant as well, just because of those ancients. He's going to be able to get his boots of travel up pretty early. And Relax this time is kind of running the we get our core items and go lineup instead of the we turtle it out and kill you late in the game because we just have better heroes there. But they still have the option to turtle as well, because the Tinker with the Marching Machine is very hard to push into. All the heroes on X Game are quite squishy as well. They can't really stand that burst damage, and this also forces Morphling to build a BKB, which he doesn't want to do.
Picking a Tinker into a Wisp team is certainly interesting. I mean, I don't know. It makes might make the split push a bit harder later on, because if the relocate's up, you have to kind of be ready for it. But I mean, as long as you have a blink, you'll probably be okay for the most part. But we'll just see what turns out for him, because he's a squishy hero that likes to stay at the back of fights once fights do happen until it gets going, and then he has like a rearmed Scythe or like an Ethereal Blade Dagon sort of thing going on for him. Until he gets that, I don't know. We'll have to see, because there's a lot of blink initiation and just mobility on X Game between the Storm Spirit zipping in. They got Brewmaster with the blink clap as well. Windrunner will likely get a Force Staff and then relocate on top of that. And even Waveform, all these heroes on X Game will have tremendous mobility by the time the end of the game gets here. But Relax, pretty similar as well. They had the Mirana, and Tinker will get a blink. Sand King will get a blink as well, almost certainly. And Rubik also. So, well, what game do we ever see where people don't get all blinks? But, well, enough of that. We'll go ahead and introduce the teams now. On the side of Relax, Rubik can be played by Windex. Sand King taken up by Dread, who has returned, so no stand in this game for them. Elder Titan can be played by Shotchlo. Mirana in the hands of Yoki. And last but not least, this Tinker will be taken middle by Crazy.
Yep, and on the side of X Game, going in the safe lane currently as the Storm Spirit, we're going to have Wadafaka. And going mid, morphing a little bit of agility here, it's going to be Mantis. Going in the off lane as the Brewmaster, we're going to have Stallcat. On the support Windrunner, we're going to have Equal, and helping out on the Wisp is going to be Reeves.
Yep, and, well, so we do see the Storm Spirit top for now, and I believe Windrunner will eventually join the Morphling mid, like you said. Probably going to be the way of things here, but this Windrunner, curious to see where she ends up, like, in this lane, because, I mean, all these heroes are pretty self-sustainable, but
I think dual offlane is more powerful, to be honest. I think Storm is not going to get killed. He can do pretty well in a 1v1 or a 1v2, and he benefits very greatly from the experience, whereas Brewmaster, he's probably going to be susceptible to getting zoned, but having a Windrunner support helping him out there is, I think, going to remedy most of those problems. So it looks like it might be a 1-2-2. Unfortunately, Wadafaka will be up against an aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah.
So three suns.
That will certainly hurt at the early levels.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's spotted by Reeves as Dread and Windex actually both showed themselves at that illusion rune. So Reeves knows what's up. I'm not sure if they'll do a lane switch, but at the very least, either Wadafaka is going to have to play very far back, as well as Shocklow on this Elder Titan. He actually is pretty vulnerable as well with Shackle Shot and the Clap. But
I feel like the Storm Spirit is one of those heroes that needs a good start, and throwing up against a tri-lane may not be the best. He has decent regen, and the Null Talisman will help out a little bit, but he really can't hang around here almost at all. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, and they'll have to rotate the Windrunner up here at some point to help, or else he's going to have the saddest time in the history of times.
Yeah, if they don't get to kill Shocklow, which they have the possibility to, but not nearly as much as Relax have the possibility of killing Wadafaka. So I think that they should actually just support Equal, or rotate Equal up there.
And this hero's decently tanky, and they're gonna, like, Shackle Shot at early levels really doesn't disable for that long. Shackle Shot level 1, 1.5, even if, and you have to hit the tree, or a tree or a creep first to even get that 1.5, so the average duration of that stun is not going to be too great in that, so killing Chachalo might be a bit harder than they'd like it to be. So, I just don't see what the Windrunner's going to do down here, but, well, top lane. Wadafaka
doesn't even try. He actually goes and burns his salves. Overlay.
I fixed it. I realized it eventually, right after the introduction, so it's good now. Yep, sorry about that briefly, but it is now fixed.
You're just learning from Pyrian Flex.
Dude, Pyrian Flex is my lord and savior, and I want to make all the mistakes that he makes.
Because they're not right.
Well, yeah, Wadafaka, the thing about Storm Spirit is you can get a little bit out of the jungle. It's not a great hero, certainly level 1 to get some creeps, but better than nothing, and it's at least some sort of fallback plan. Getting a couple of camps. Has a level 2 now, so has that going for him at the very least, but, well...
He just can't go anywhere near that tri-lane or he's dead, so...
Yep, and, well, I mean, there'll come a point where they get Smarana a nice start, and then they can feel free to rotate as well on Rubik and Sand King. I mean, they have this Rubik Telekinesis to start off, and then follow up Burrow Strike as well. They can even maybe... Killing a Morphling's never an easy thing, especially when Tinker's going March and not a burst build, which we never see.
Speaking of Tinker, Equal, he borrowed Wisps Bottle, and he activated Invisibility Rune. Spirits are coming to harass. Tame out while he gets shackled, but it's only a level 1 Shackle Shot, Power Shot there as well. Waveform coming in, and the Spirits are doing a lot of damage. It's a Tether slow as well. Marching Machines doing a lot of damage. Equal takes a lot of damage from the power, but they're all going to get away. Oh my god. Bottle Charge is saving lives.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, that's a nice first blood in that Invis rune. It's pretty hard to land a Shackle unless you are able to walk up next to a guy invisible and just throw one at him when you get a 100% shot at hitting it. So that's a nice find from the Windrunner, and I don't know, making use of the hero. So definitely a good start for them, getting the first blood, and they need that pretty decently, pretty badly, because the Storm Spirit's really just getting nothing. Other heroes need to make up for this so far for X game, but...
Well, Windex actually rotated down, so it actually is... He's only against a dual lane, but still...
Okay, man. I'm sounding like a real idiot now.
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
You're wrecked.
Well,
I love that
don't
hero.
worry, she'll fall off later and be useless.
Oh,
but,
wow, thanks. Dude, you play this hero. You
I do
like
play
her.
it, and I lose every game with it. It's like the worst win
because
rate.
you're awful.
No. Dude, the stats speak for themselves. I'll look it up on DatDota or something after this.
I
Terrible.
know that she's a bad hero, but I love her, so...
She's not bad, she's just decent, and decent doesn't always cut it, which is the problem. But anyway, she's found a spot in this game as a roaming Windrunner, which is certainly something... I don't know, I feel like that position was given to her.
The thing is Windrunner is a lot like Pudge in the sense that she's so execution-based that if you land a Shackle, great. You disable 2 heroes for 4 seconds. And if you don't, well then you're not EGM. So
no, then you're just garbage. Yeah, EGM is the one true savior of Windranger, and well, Dread's starting to farm that jungle already, and a little bit had to be taken by the Storm Spirit, so delaying him a little bit. But Storm Spirit is a bottle now, so he can maybe try to go near that lane now. Well, Dread's just kind of chilling out between a couple of heroes here. And,
yeah, they're just coming to
contest.
contest.
Actually.
Yep, actually, Dread, Shackle not going to land.
Oh, the shockwave!
Satyr!
Oh my god, that Satyr went full Dunkin' Dota on that guy. Actually, no, that's not true. It was a good play. But anyway.
Oh wow,
Get
thanks.
flamed.
Thanks.
But yeah,
But they-
Brewmaster
coming in.
actually doing decent in the spawn lane. Got that 1 kill on him, but he's working towards that Blink Dagger, not too terribly far away. Yoki trying to chase down the Storm Spirit a little bit. Taking a fair bit of damage, but he does have that bottle, like I said. Actually, he's going to go for the pull.
I mean,
overcharge
you're a
against
level 3
Dread.
Storm Spirit against a level 5 Mirana that has Dread to support him as well, so...
Yeah, that was a... The pull was ambitious, I will admit. I don't know. I mean, Dread's just going to come back and get that kill. So, actually, if he gets another burst right here, they're actually going to get equal, maybe.
No, but
Oh, no.
Reeves is there to support him as well. Dread, he's slowed, takes a negative earn charge as well, taking a lot of spirit damage. There's going to be the right clicks from the Windrunner, but Reeves goes down to Yoki, and his right clicks.
Point blank
Now the
arrow,
power shot
yeah.
misses, the point blank arrow gets him. Dread lives under the sandstorm because power shot was on cooldown. Oh, the plays coming out from Relax. Yoki ends with a triple kill. Chop. Wow. Wow. I did not expect that to go that
Did
way.
you say triple kill?
I wanted to say like chalk that up, but
Oh, okay.
you know, words
Words
in a
are hard,
blender,
man.
aka my brain. Oh god, let's look at items. Okay, so when Next is getting some money from his pool, is going to be going for boots. As we expected, Shocko going for that early Soul Ring on the Elder Titan to spam out that Spirit nice and easily. If we're looking in the mid lane, Morphling does have a just power tread, so he's not going super greedy yet. We have seen some players prefer to go power treads and then go into a Hand of Midas. Some just prefer to go into a Lincoln Sphere. I think that Mantis can get pretty greedy with... Oh my god, Yoki killed Storm Top.
Well, he's just dumping on this guy. Storm Spirit's still only level 3. I mean,
He had to jungle at level 1.
you can't... This, like I said, this is a hero you can't just do this to. He can't survive on his own in the situation. And
Bottom
Morphling
lane,
actually finds
there's a
kill.
dive under the tower. There was a stomp there. Oh my god, the Spirit did so much damage. Shocko gets an immediate double kill
Yeah, that-
as a return for that.
That was not
let's
worth.
see, Stallcat, he doesn't realize he's getting wrapped around on, but now he does.
what's he-
As Dread is spotted by the Windrunner. Equal, he windruns away immediately, drops a ward. He gets pinged. The clap is there if he wants to use it, but Stallcat decides to back off, and they've gone back to their Mexican standoffs with the pings. Spirit's going to come out. Stallcat, he throws out the casual clap, and it's going to be okay.
Oh, Dread.
Don't worry about it.
Dread's back, boys. He did it. Well, that was the zoning epicenter. And I
Alright,
can't
well,
leave this
never
lane
mind.
for a
Yoki
second.
killed
Marana, you...
everyone that
How
he
is he
fought.
just hitting all these arrows? Are you kidding me, Yoki?
Can you please stop killing people so quickly with double Starstorms? Thank you.
This feels like that game, I guess the game yesterday where Morphling, like, once he gets, like, shotgun, are you just gonna use kills? Just stop. I'm missing all of them. Oh my goodness. I just want to talk about something for 5 seconds. Oh, Wisp going hard on Yoki.
Yeah, he actually forces a Moonlight Shadow. He
Chase him-
saw that
chase him
Yoki was
down.
getting greedy, staying here with really low health, so at least forces that. And does he have a bottle being delivered to him? Yeah, he does. So Yoki going for that bottle build again.
He's in
And
kill his Wisp.
he could. If he hits the arrow.
Oh, that range creep is being a real boner kill.
Middle tower
Oh,
is
but here
under
comes
attack.
Yoki. Gonna try and force it back. The right clicks.
He just
Are
hits
you
right
kidding
click,
me?
doesn't leave Starfall
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
Too
All right,
easy
this is
to
like
kill.
they're just like ferrying one hero at a time in this top lane to die. That's exactly what's happening here. Oh, are you kidding me?
He's also the leader in CS as well, on top of having a lot of kills. And Tame My Wild has been, minus that first blood, he's pretty uncontested. He's got a null, he's got his soul ring on the way, so he's going to be able to start farming those ancients, which are already triple stacked. So Relax sitting in a very good position here with the Morphling and Storm very far from coming online.
They're already off to a huge SP lead. Actually,
Telekinesis on the Stallcat.
He's got split. There's really no way they can kill him. If they can force it, I guess that's nice. And he actually may have to pop it. The right clicks.
He is going to pop it. I think he can get. Well, there's a relocate coming in that's bringing in just the Wisp, but Reeves, he's actually just. He's just manning up in the backside of the fight. He Yules up. Rubik and Yoki comes in. He TPs in. He's on a 6-kill streak. It would be a lot if he could end this, but the split's about to end. And now Stallcat finds himself in between 3 heroes. He dies to the Starfall. 7-0 for Yoki at 9 minutes. He's going to go for equal here. He has a leap. He has an arrow.
Yeah, if he had the Starstorm, he goes there, but he didn't quite have it. And with the wind run, can't guarantee any more right clicks. So, well, still nicely played. And if you like, losing a kill to the Brewmaster is fine like that, because if he ults, he's generally gonna get a kill unless he's just in a really bad spot. Arrow, not gonna hit. Bit of an ambitious one there, but if you force Brewmaster to use his ulti when his team's not in a position to follow up, you're gonna win that fight because he's gonna try and get a kill, especially level 1. The duration is so low that by the time you kill a hero, you're about done with your ult. You pop out, you're already at low health because you've had to pop it to survive, and then you're just going to get cleaned up. And, well, that was nicely handled by Relax, so forcing that ult out and handling it as best they could.
So, Wadafaka, since he's behind, he goes ahead and picks up a Soul Ring in addition to his bottle, which actually helps a lot, especially when you have Ball Lightning, since the mana cost actually depends on your mana pool, which a Soul Ring gets you to kind of cheat around. So he'll be trying to fight a little bit early and not going to be trying to do the whole I'm going to farm an Orchid and then fight. So he's going to rely on Fortuitous Runes and this Soul Ring to try to make some action happen after his bad start.
Yep. And, well, taking a quick look at the graphs here.
Taking a quick look at top lane, Sand King and Mirana are moving up there. Dread's coming in. There's an arrow to fly. But the Morphling made an illusion. It gets Burrow Struck. It gets stomped.
Oh, get wrecked.
It gets wrecked.
That illusion is pretty dead. I can look at graphs now, though. Thank you for that. Relax. But anyway, gold lead not... Well, I mean, it's over. It's a 3k gold lead after 10 minutes, which is actually pretty significant. But the XP lead is what I really want to look at here. The levels in the cores is just ridiculous, and most of that's the Source Spirit being so far behind. But they're trying to chase behind the tower a little bit, zoning with the Spirit, and gonna try and do some damage to this tower. They have a catapult. They'd like to keep it alive, and I think they will. Yeah, here come the other creeps. So this tier 1 tower's in a good bit of danger. Relax. Gonna force out a glyph at the very
Bottom
least.
lane, a long zip from Wadafaka, but Windex just lifts him. He brings him back to the tower. There's a TP in from Shocklope.
Oh, the Spirit does
uses
so
his
much damage
Soaring
right
into
now. Oh
Spirit.
my god, the
Now
deeps.
Faithful's there. He doesn't have a stomp, though, but Stallcat's going to be able to bail him out. This is what worries me, though. Actually, Moonlight Shadow is used offensively top lane. Yoki comes in. He actually gets pinged by the Sentry Ward, though. They know that he's there. The range creep just went and manned up on him, so now they know, oh, the jig is up, but Shackle Shot does not latch. Lots of spirits are going, though. Point blank arrow on the Mantis Starstorm, but there's a Strength Morph. Oh, Yoki! Oh, how are you surviving, you machine? But anyway, Dread, he tries to get away as well. He burrows right to the low ground. No casualties of war, and this is what worries me for X Game. Tame My Wild has contributed nothing to this yet. He is only farmed, and he now has Boots of Travel.
Yep, and a pretty respectable time. He's going to farm some Ancients as well, and he's had literally the entire map to work with. He's wanted to almost level 11 as well. And Mirana, almost level 11 too. I mean, these are almost level 11 at 13 minutes into the game. They've had everything they wanted this game. The kills started in the ways of X Game, but ever since then, I mean, Relax has been more disciplined with their lanes. The Source Spirit never got off to a good start for X Game, and well, Relax. I mean, looking like the better team here, and there's me a zip in. He's gonna try and go on shot shield, but he's pretty tanky. He's got a headdress. There's a blink.
He gets arrowed. He actually gets rocketed, but Yoki gets disabled by the Shackle Shot. It actually buys just enough time for Wadafaka to zip out.
No mana for Stallcat's ult. He just feeds.
Yeah. I
well,
can't explain that. But Yoki does pick up early fighting on him. He just one-shot buys his set of drums. He actually had a bracer, but he goes ahead and decides to finish the drums out. They're going to be looking to fight and really press this advantage, which, Relax, they're a great team at pressing their advantage and not really letting down.
I mean, yeah, with this XP lead, it's been really beneficial to take fights. Now there's a zip in and a lift from Rubik, but there's a zip away from Wadafaka. Actually, Soul Rings nearly kills himself, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Meanwhile, top lane actually a little bit of space for Morphling and almost get this tower, but it's in deny range now. And oh, Tinker, please, Tinker! Oh, thank God. He like wasn't pulling the creeps off.
Oh, there's a relocate in for Reeves, and he's like, all right, see ya.
Peace out, yo.
God, March hurts so much.
It truly does, and well, he makes it out, and they actually get a tower before Relax does, despite all this fighting going the way. Relax, they do have a Tinker, so they don't feel the need to grab towers right now, because he doesn't really contribute that much quite yet, but they'll start finding them with this Boots Travel, and then, yeah, I don't know. They'd like to get some towers, though, certainly.
I think it's totally fine to be chasing kills with their lineup, though, because X-Team doesn't really have much tower push. They have, like, Focus Fire and Overcharge on Morphling, which really does not become a very significant factor until pretty late in the game. So I think that the fact that Relax is not prioritizing towers is not going to come back to bite them against this lineup for sure.
Yep, and well, and like I said, with the Boots of Travel, the lanes will be pushed in constantly into X Games as towers, so Relax will find some towers that way at the very least. And this top tower is already pretty close to dead. There's a catapult here going to do some damage, so it's actually going to fall pretty low. Elder Titan third help push as well.
Shockle? Yeah, Shockle can
Wadafaka playing a dangerous game here. By that I mean a dead game, as he's literally dead. And, well, didn't anticipate that Sand King next to the Tinker and gets completely blown up.
Actually, I was watching it. He actually, so he went up to the spot, and if you Remnant here, you can just see into this camp right in this area because of the unobstructed vision that a Remnant gives you. And he was stealing some of the Sand King's farm and actually saw the Tinker there as well. And then he just like went back, and I don't know exactly what happened there, but he definitely knew that they were both there for sure.
Morphling denies top, so a little bit of advantage going their way, but the money, Relax is far enough ahead that net worth isn't really what they care about
It's
as
a
far as the
tower
tower
deny
right now.
for a tower deny.
They just want that map control. They want that space. They need to take away X Games jungle, and once they do that, it's gonna be hard for this Morphling to really catch up too tremendously well. And the Storm Spirit as well can, like we said, once he gets some levels, can actually jungle decently efficiently. Level 1, not his best moment to jungle certainly. But,
Yoki's hiding in the Pudge spot. He was stop animation his arrow, and
the arrow lands
oh
on
my
Wadafaka.
god, 5 second on Wadafaka. He's gonna die for this. There's the ultimate committed from the Elder Titan. Burrow strike as well. Goodbye, sir. And there's a blink clap into the ultimate coming out from the Brewmaster. There's a relocate with Reeves and Mantis coming in. Dread, he trails the epicenter near Roche, but it doesn't get interrupted by the boulder. He burrow strikes. He gets a double kill immediately. Reeves, he's in trouble as well. He dies to the Star Storm. And under the cover of Moonlight Shadow, they could both get away, but there's a blink clap going to be able to clean up Sand King. No! He avoids it with his own blink. Oh my gosh, the plays!
The plays, and well, this Panda ult just not doing a whole lot. I can't even cancel that Sand King ulti with it, unfortunately, and the fight was not going terribly for X Game until that epicenter flew through, because that made quick work of the Morphling, as well as the Wisp, I believe. So I don't know, letting that happen was a bit of a problem, and this mid tower is already pretty low, so they'll go ahead and take this as their prize.
By the way,
fight. Oh.
Yoki, he's playing pretty ballsy here. He got caught up in Zip. He's already back to full health just with the mech. He throws out the arrow as well. It's going to hit onto Reeves. Reeves is in trouble. There's going to be another Zip from Rubik. Does some damage, but the Shackle Shot going to disable Yoki. He's still going to get the experience as his team helps him clean up. Mantis goes up, but he's actually going to have to waveform away defensively. And this blink also on Tame My Wild is doing a lot of work. They take out the Tier 1 tower. And how do you seize map control again?
They just can't. I mean, this. Oh my goodness. Well, what a play.
Yeah, Windex is having fun playing Storm Spirit.
He truly is. He's out of mana now, but worth man. So nicely played by him so far. He's been doing really well, and obviously Yoki is just wrecking house. If he doesn't get hit by that Shackle Shot, I think he cleans up maybe another kill by himself there, at the very least, that DD rune. So they'll get another Tier 2 tower. By that, I mean another tower that happens to be a Tier 2, because that's the first Tier 2 of the game. So, I'll get be a T. Oh, okay. I thought that was a X Game hero TPing, and I'm like, I don't know, that's pretty brave, but it wasn't. So, well, after all these towers going down these kills, the net worth shooting up above 10k advantage for Relax, probably up near 12k at this point. XP lead even worse, and well, X Game, I just don't know what they do. They need more damage in this Morphling, or at least some survivability, or at least something, and they don't have it, and the Storm Spirit's still just absolutely useless pretty much at this point. Like, I don't know. They're going to be hard-pressed to find anything.
On all of their cores, pretty much, and they're going to have a hard time finding it.
They can't fight this team anymore. They like have to give up all their towers. I see nothing.
Long zip in from Rubik. He actually comes in and lifts the Windrunner, and there's a blink clap, but the stomp from the Elder Titan able to put him to sleep. Tame My Wild. He throws out the March and manages to clean up a kill with the rocket. Blinks into the trees. He's going to spam out another March, and
it's interesting to see Rubik, I mean, sorry, not Rubik, Tanker coming to these fights. Typically you see like a lot of split push and stuff like that. Morphling will actually grab this mid tower and replicate out, so a little bit of something for them. Oh, nice burrow strike from Dread, and that'll clean up the Wisp. Mantis on the run, can actually catch him. There's going to be another blink burrow in 5 seconds. He can get this.
It's going to be a blink burrow strike, and now
he's Morphling strength.
Oh, they're committing the epicenter to this as well. Yoki, he popped a drum charge there.
They want this kill, man. Oh, the arrow misses. I think that might have secured it, but not quite able to get it. Yoki might be a bit deep, but oh, he leaps out before the Storm can actually get the pull off and get the Moonlight Shadow, and once that goes in, I think he'll get out just fine.
No one has detection.
Yep. He will be just fine, and actually Dread might want to go in again. They want Wadafaka. They're going to get him. Oh! Alright, well, the Spirit kind of gave up the game there. I think they should have let the Sand King go first, but anyway, a bit nitpicky. They're still miles ahead. They don't lose any heroes there after that kind of silly dive into the base, but
climbing a dive, man. They didn't die.
I know. It's
called
fine,
a dive.
Man. It's fine. But anyway,
that was the worst pun I've ever made.
Anyway, what I was saying before that chase happened is Tanker's coming to the fights. Normally you see the one with the blink, like split push and just speed around the map, farming and being really annoying like that, but he's just coming to fight, blinking the trees, dropping marches and lasering dudes and killing them. And It's a really fun way to see
I don't
this
know what
hero
kind of
play.
Tinkers you've been watching besides pub games or Hunter's End,
Dude, all I
but
watch is Hunter's End, man. I don't know.
dude, most of the time I see a Tinker, they get a blink and they go.
Nah, man. Nah, man. I mean, maybe I'm watching games where Tinkers are losing because they just get wrecked mid, but he literally had, the world was his oyster in this game, and, well, he's utilizing this oyster to its fullest effect. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Core items coming up. Yoki one-shot buys a BKB. He was kind of saving up money, didn't really know what he wanted to buy. But he realizes that they're so far ahead that if he just has a 10-second BKB, his DPS is going to be enough that they're going to be able to win almost any team fight. And Tinker is working towards the control of the Scythe of Vice, so she's not going to need to go for anything like an MKB to control the Brewmaster to work through the dodge chance from Drunken Brawler or from Windrun as well. And also, we saw when next he goes ahead and he picks up his Blink Dagger, so Arcane Boots Blink, this is pretty much all a Rubik needs if they're a good player, which Windex drafted this hero for himself. He certainly feels confident in that.
He needs an Aghanims.
Dude, you don't need it.
Dude, no, for Brewmaster ulti. Are you kidding?
I mean, it's good, but I don't know, man.
That's the boss play. No, he has to this game. He has to, or else they will lose this game if he doesn't get an Aghanim Scepter.
You know what? That's the best analysis I could ever give. So
that's just what I want to see. So I'm hoping it's going to happen. But
on the bright side, Equal does finish up his Arcane Boots and Mech, sitting at level 9.
Trent's just getting smacked around with AoEs, but it's fine. It's fine.
I've never seen such a ballsy Sand King.
Dude,
But I mean, he's level 11.
He's so far ahead.
Arrow's gonna fly, and it's not gonna hit on anyone.
Yep, and Dread uses Blink to pop up here, so he's not gonna find much of anything. Actually, well, Stallcat trying to TP out. We'll make it out. Not able to find him. They did have a lift if they were able to locate him, but not quite gonna happen. And well, they're gonna push down this tier 2. It looks like they're certainly heading that way. And well, we'll see if X Game can muster any kind of defense here.
Oh, Reeves, he's actually sitting in. Oh my God! Oh, friend.
Peace out. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
The thing is, when a Tinker gets online like this and can actually just pretty much solo kill any hero when he gets even just level 11 for level 2 rearm, it just becomes so hard to take any tier 1 towers. And the tier 1 tower is still done in the safe lane, which means that Relax is always going to have their jungle to farm, and they're going to have much easier access to Roche than most dire teams are used to playing with. Red,
Blink in. Oh my God, the burst.
These are going to be helping. Reeves is put to sleep, and, well, Starstorm.
We're on a KSing.
It's on a KS, unless you're Hunter's End.
Dude, no, the Elder Titan was going to kill him for sure with the ult. He's like, oh man, this is mine. Leap Starstorm. I'm all about that. So, Yoki getting another kill for himself, and why not? So, man, Relax the Tinker they can't get near these fights. The Brewmaster ulti, even when it comes off, is doing nothing. He feels like he can't even pop the damn thing, and well, everything going Relax's way, and taking down another 2-2 tower. Only one left, and I feel like they could get Roshan at some point here if they want to do that, and then go high ground. But they might just take the tier 2 top, play it nice and safe, and just keep starving X Game of farm, because right now they haven't been able to find anything in the map for quite some time, and the Storm Spirit's poorer than the Sand King in net worth, and that's not where you want to be. The Brewmaster's even lower than that below the Rubik, so
that's why I really like the Tinker pick into the Morphling as well, is just because you've seen that he's had to go tanking up. He's going drums, and he's going for BKB as well. So that means he's just hitting like a kitten, and he's going to be for such a long time that the supports, Dread and Windex, can just play so ballsy. They don't really have to fear him. In fact, they're going to try to kill him.
Point blank arrow as well, DD Rune. He's probably going to go down. Where's the leap? There it is, and well, no relocate because he had to relocate back up here, but Strength Morph will actually keep him alive, so he'll make it out. So nice play by Wisp getting there in time, and well, they nearly got him. Just the arrow was point blank.
There's about to be a hex on Tinker, so
that'll help out quite a bit. Yeah.
Speaking of Tinker, bottom lane, Stallcat, he blink claps onto Dread, but there's a blink in the trees and some rockets coming out. March the Machine's going to be stalling the push as well. This tower it's just not going to go down, man.
No, it's fine. It's like I said, it's nice. It's not the most important tower in the world, but it certainly helps secure their jungle even more so than they already have it. I mean, they have the map as it is, but arrow lands on Stallcat, and well, he has his ult if he needs to pop to get out, but nice Shackle actually going to grab Yoki, and he may have bit off a bit more than he can chew. His team's really not quite here yet.
He has a BKB in Moonlight Shadow. He's totally fine. He pops it for the first time as well. The Brew, he sends Rubik up into the air. The Fire Spirit's coming in, looking for Dread, but the Earth Spirit, I think that just actually went down. I didn't see any boulder smashes.
Their Spirit just left because he knew he couldn't stay around and didn't want all his pandas to die. He just peaced out. Like, he's like, well, we're done. And then he left. And now they don't have Brew Ultimate for this fight. Scythe is done, so the rearmed Scythes will be real. And this fight, that's when they want to take with that Brew ulti down. I don't see any way they can stop this.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I have no comment.
I mean, I don't know, there's nothing else to say, man. I mean, Tinker's just going to do this, and they're like, well, I don't want to walk into that. And, well,
Yep, Storm's going to zip in.
Baited.
Well,
Oh,
Rubik
boulder toss.
actually stole Primal Split.
Yeah.
There's a Shackle on the Fire Spirit, though, but the Boulder Smash is going to be able to secure the Storm Spirit. He yules up the Windrunner, and equal he gets Sheep. He gets Burrow Struck, and he gets right-clicked down by Windex. And he goes ahead and gets back into his regular form, and that's a 2-0. They're diving the tier 3s. Windex gets a double kill, secures another one onto Panda.
Man, it's really a shame that Brewmaster's only level 10, or that Rubik ult could have been way better.
Wow.
What if he had Ags, Travis? Imagine that.
There's a relocate on the top. Mantis, they're trying to overcharge to get it. It's in deny range though, but Tinker comes in. He hexes Mantis up. He's going to be able to rocket, and they're going to be able to get him. And they get the tower denied. Oh, they killed the catapult.
And they're getting wrecked. Yeah, GG. I mean, like, that was their last-ditch effort at finding anything in the map, trying to trade a tier 2 for a Rax, but it's not going to work out. And, well, first game started out looking pretty decent for X game. This one, the first 2 minutes seemed okay, but after that, Relax just completely took over. Made much better use of the map. They got more kills. They were large and in charge this game. Dread played well in the Sand King, finding some nice kills. Windex, actually, I want to give him credit as well. But once again, a Marana doing absolute work for Relax. 9-0-7. Giving Tinker time to get online, giving the space he needed. And, well, that'll wrap it up. So Relax goes 2-0, pretty convincing fashion. And let me think. That puts them at 7-5. Yep, 7-5 in the league. Next.kz falls to 0-4, unfortunately. Sorry, in-game, X-game. Oh my goodness, these name changes. Please, Kazakhstan. But anyway, that's it for this series. And, well, I'm going to be back very shortly, actually, with another series, some Division 2 action in Europe. But I'll have a different co-caster. You'll be gone. Couture's taking over. But
Goodbye.
Well, Travis, do you have any shout-outs before you disappear into the ether?
Follow me on Twitter at LiquidRet.
Wow. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, you should actually follow him at CallMeRoxas. You can find me at Don Horatio, and of course, be sure to follow Heflatv on all social media and all that jazz. We've got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Twitch, I don't know if we have Twitter. Well, actually, I don't even know what we have. I don't think we have Twitter. Hefla has Twitter, but not the TV. Anyway, doesn't matter. Follow the Twitch channels, Heflatv 1 and 2. That's where all the action is. That's where we are. So, well, until next game, which is actually pretty soon. I think in... God, where's the clock? There it is. That's in
On
about
your
1 hour.
computer?
In about 1 hour. Well, I don't want to minimize Dota, man. The screen's open. But in 1 hour, we'll be back with more games. So stay tuned if you want to. We'll leave the stream open, play some music. So be sure to hang around, and we'll be back shortly. So we'll see you guys on the other side.
All right. Thanks. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Oh, you know.